rich. You've held that serious. She's going to love that. I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, so they have been dating for almost a year now, and he has kept a big secret, which is he is loaded. Apparently, his family is so loaded that if you live in the town they are from, you know exactly who they are, and him and his brothers have a different way of going about the lifestyles. His brothers are more flashy with the cars and the homes and all of those things, but he'd rather live a low-key life, and even when it comes to dating, he really didn't want a woman to date him for the money that he has, so he kept it from her, and it's been a year, and now he feels like he needs to come clean and tell her the truth, that he is super rich. And the biggest issue may be that her family are soybean farmers and they have been struggling for a while with their business, and she has been very vocal about it, and obviously he didn't jump out there to help because he didn't want her to know that he was worth so much money. So he was trying to come to us with a way that he can tell her to where maybe she wouldn't be upset, and we're now going to see what happened when he actually came clean.
Were you guys curious at all? And did you guys do a search at all of like who the richest families in Pennsylvania are, just to see if you could figure out who it was?
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, me neither. But Yingling.
Okay.
Yeah, Yingling.
Yeah, it's a good bit.
$1.1 billion, Pennsylvania, man.
How much?
$1.1 billion.
With a B.
Yeah. Alfred West, $1.4 billion. Stack, Brian Roberts. There's a lot of rich folk in Pennsylvania, man.
Oh, no.
Billions and billions. Yeah. So it could be any. These are just 15 of them. But the dude that owned the Dolphins, I think. That Jeffrey Lurie dude?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
$3.5 billion.
Oof.
Victoria Mars. Mars Inc.
Oh.
M&M, Milky Way, Skittles, $8.4 billion.
Ooh.
Okay, anywho.
His last name is Milky Way. I'm pretty sure that would have gave it away.
You think maybe just a little bit. So Tommy, that's the old email that's in the schedule. I don't have the update email.
I got it.
All right, Bert's got it.
I got it.
Okay.
He wrote, well, I did it, and I'm not sure how it went. I want to thank you guys for the advice, though. I told her the entire thing. It's been a weird weekend. TBH. Friday, after I heard your segment, I texted her and told her we really need to talk face-to-face sometime during the day. She immediately responded, if you're going to break up with me, I don't need some long face-to-face. Just tell me now.
That was her assumption, huh?
I texted her back and told her that wasn't it at all, but I still needed to tell her about something I've been hiding from her for a year. That's not any better, bro.
No, it's not, dude. What are you doing? Okay, hit pause for just a second.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Mo and Bert, you get a text message from your significant other that says, hey, we need to speak ASAP face-to-face.
Yep.
What is the first thing that pops into your head that they want to talk about?
Well, she's going to sit me down and she's going to talk about all of the great things that are happening in our relationship.
Okay.
Yep. I just wanted to say this face to face that you are paying attention to me. I feel loved. I feel wanted. I feel respected. I love the way you support me in my life and my business. And I didn't want to say this over text, but man, you are the perfect man for me. That's probably how it was going to go.
Yeah,
okay.
That has never happened in the history of life. I'm with her on this one, actually. I would think it's a breakup. That would be my first thought.
Of course.
No. If Tiffany were to text you today and says, hey, you and I need to have a face-to-face, we got to talk. That's what you think? She's going to break up with you?
No, but it's going to be bad news. I don't think we're breaking up. But
I know it's going to be bad news, but I'm saying what I'm trying to point out here is if you automatically jump to them wanting to break up with you, what does that say how you feel about the relationship? Because if my husband was about to hit me, like if he hit me up and said those exact same words, I'm not thinking he wants to divorce me. That's not the first thing that pops in my head. I think something bad, and it's the first thing that jumps to my head is something like medicinal, medical. He's going to tell me some bad news, like from a medical standpoint, but I don't think he's going to break up with me.
No, I'm pretty much thinking like I hurt her feelings in a way that I didn't realize it, and that's why we're sitting down.
I think my history of toxic relationships is showing itself right at this moment.
Yes. I'm like, girl, if that's your response, you and your man need to have a conversation.
Maybe. Okay, where was I? I texted her back. But I still needed to tell her something. I've been hiding her for a year. She just hit me back and said, oh, God, okay. So she went the entire day not knowing what this was. Anyway, we sat down and I just told her everything. I told her about my family. Oh, yeah. Without getting into the family history, I have a different last name than my grandfather, so she wouldn't have been able to Google it. Somebody called that on Friday. and say, I'm sure she already knows. She don't. You wouldn't be good. Anyway, I think she was more confused than anything. I think she understood my reasoning for not wanting to say anything, but she was not comfortable with the amount of time I kept this from her. I totally agreed and apologized for that. It then evolved into a conversation about trust, and she was offended that I questioned her character for an entire year. She seemed to be more focused on the amount of time I kept this hidden than anything else. Anyway, it wasn't a long conversation. She said she really needed to chew on everything I said and told me to let her be for a few days. I've texted her a few times saying, no need to respond. Just want to let you know that I'm thinking about you, but no response. So he says, I guess my update is no update at all.
Okay, so what point is stuff your business?
What you mean?
Like disclosures in relationships.
Well, if we're dating for a year and we're exchanging the L word, man, and this seems to be heading down, like a long future road, yeah, I think that's something that needs to be disclosed. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say at whatever point that the two of you are aware that there's a commitment here that is going well beyond we are just dating. Now we are like in a relationship. At that point, I feel like it's your business.
Are you feeling like that's not even something that he was responsible for disclosing yet?
That's what I'm trying to figure out in my brain, because I'm looking back at mine and like my relationship, and Bart and I never really discussed finances. I mean, obviously it got to a point because of the way the market crashed, and he was on the opposite end of the spectrum here, and ended up struggling financially and had debt that he had to take care of because of the market crash. But I'm just trying to figure out and weigh in, because yes, I mean, I do agree a year is a significant amount of time, but certain aspects, at what point is it the other person's business, and that they actually they deserve to know, or they need to know?
Yeah, I mean, I think when like in your heart when it's getting serious, like now we're exclusive. They clearly weren't living together, but we're exclusive. We're past even the 6-month mark, and I'm telling you I love you, yet you don't know about my family? Yeah.
Most people don't discuss finances until they get engaged and they're getting married.
Really?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah, finances are like very personal.
And I don't think you have to go into the details per se of what your financial situation is, but I do think if it's something drastic, like you are in a whole lot of debt or you are extremely rich, yeah, that might come up at some point before marriage.
Yeah, I think she's going to chew on this for a little while, and she's going to talk to some of her friends and go, oh my God, I can't believe how he betrayed me. He's totally rich and totally wealthy, and I never have to work another day in my life. And then she's going to come back and she's going to go, I've been sitting on this and chewing on it. You know what? It's okay.
That's not what he wants. He doesn't
After
want
long,
that.
hard talks with my friends, I've decided I can get past this.
Right, I can live with all this wealth. I'm not going to let this wealth kill our relationship.
That's so big of her.
It's the Bert Show.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.